Hi, it's Chris. I need to make video again. Hi, friends and foes. Had a hard time uploading videos on YouTube. They pretty well punished me by only letting me upload 20-second clips at a time, so I had to find a new way of doing it. Not always easy when your cell phone is your online and your video camera. Anyway, first thing I want to say real quick, after I released the mass murder of U.S. vets video, I got gravely ill. I mean, within 2 days I was just on my couch, incapacitated for about 5-6 days. I just thought I was going to die. I mean, it was that bad. I was on the edge of death. I think it was frequency induced. I think serious COVID cases are frequency induced. That's why I'm not a big fan of the G. I think these serious cases are frequency induced. I believe there's a COVID virus, but I think it's like no more serious than perhaps a flu or a cold. But the serious cases that are killing people are probably frequency induced. Wuhan is where the 5G went up first. Wuhan is where they had their first COVID cases. Hydrochloroquine happens to be used for treating radiation illness, and it's very effective against the coronavirus. Something to think about. I don't have that backed by science, but I think it certainly warrants investigation. Of all the things I know about radiation illness, and my background in radiation physics, I think that I was made sick by frequencies right after I released that mass murder of U.S. veterans video. Also, within 3 or 4 days of that happening, my son was ran off the road and his car flipped. And one of the only places in Florida where you could flip a car, a professional driver got in front of him and pit maneuvered him into a ditch. And in this remote place, the cops happened to be there within 2 or 3 minutes. Whole thing makes me a little suspicious and nervous, but I've got the blood of Christ covering me. That's my hope, and that's my strength, and that's my protection, and that makes me a majority against this network. My son is right now in basic training. He's been in there a week, and I wanted him to go in a different direction, but that's the direction he wanted to go, and I'm proud of him, and I bless his decision. I need to get on to the real reason I'm making this video is to elaborate on the audio transcript from the hearing that I posted 3 weeks ago. It was an audio hearing that I was just emboldened to post after a decade of wondering what they were capable of, wondering if they were going to plant DNA on me, wondering if they were going to plant drugs on me, wondering what they were going to do next. Because these people, there are no ethical boundaries for these people. It's a network of Luciferians. I have to tell you that everything I say right now about this court case is the best of my recollection, and it's my opinion, and I'm going to go ahead and go forward with it. When that case started, the attorney representing my accuser, I didn't have an attorney, I didn't take this very seriously. How much trouble can you get in for saying you're going to pick it outside of a hospital? I didn't take it too seriously. So I showed up without an attorney. She was swooning over the fact that this attorney's name was Marx. Oh, that's Marx with an X. Oh, that's Marx with an X. Oh. Like Marx is some kind of sacred name in this Luciferian Marxist network of communists. So she was very smitten by the fact that his name was Marx with an X. And during this time, Richard Marx with an X, he would come close to me where I was sitting, doing his neck and his arms like he's getting ready to beat me up and get really close to me, like within a foot of me. A mental case. And this guy weighs like 50 pounds. It was just like something out of that movie, Nothing But Trouble. There's a movie, Nothing But Trouble, with Chevy Chase in it. It's like out of that movie. It's that unbelievable. I mean, it was almost comical if it wasn't so horrific what happened to me. Just in my defense, I've completed every X-ray contract I ever signed with any hospital. I stayed to the day and beyond my contracts when they wanted me to in many cases. So anyone saying that I didn't complete a contract is a liar, making up excuses for their obsessive behavior. Okay? I completed every X-ray contract. 45 minutes of this audio transcript is missing. It's missing. The anti-Christian rants, the hate speech, the anti-Christ rants, the pure insane rants that went on in that courtroom have all been deleted. I defended myself. I was no Ben Matlock, but I defended myself sufficiently. And I mentioned Becky King. Becky King is may still be a radiology department director in Kingston, New York, where I was working, and she had gotten a call from this psycho network, or from the person who was accusing me, and she could have been contacted, but that was conveniently omitted because that made me look obviously innocent. So that was conveniently omitted. At 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 25 seconds into the butchered, spliced, and dubbed transcripts, she says, "Look, didn't you carry a gun in the Gulf War?" It's obviously spliced and dubbed. They cleaned it up a lot. They've got it really cleaned up. Forensic analysts could prove that this has been spliced and dubbed. And I hope one from the FBI does investigate this. I say M16. I mean, it's so obviously spliced and dubbed. I never said I carried an M16 in the Gulf War. She's pressing me. "You had a service revolver." I said, "No, I didn't." "You had some kind of gun." "What kind of gun did you have?" Eventually I did say, "Well, we carry M16s. I was a supply specialist. I operated a forklift my first time in the Army. Second time in the Army, I'm an X-ray tech. I never had a combat MOS, and I never wanted one. And, I didn't even... We had to zero our M16s every 6 months, and I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm just not. I'm a big Second Amendment fan, just not a big gun fan, to be honest with you. But I never carried an M16, and they spliced it in... I never had a combat MOS where my job was to carry an M16. And she spliced it and dubbed it to make it seem like it was, either to make me look PTSD, to justify her ruling, or to make me look like a liar. I was very clearly told her I received the National Defense Service ribbon for my active duty service during the Gulf War, but I was in Fort Sam. I wasn't even in the Gulf War. I told her that very clear, but I got a ribbon for it. And the only reason I even mentioned in my letter that I was a service veteran is because they were implying that I was a communist or a traitor, because my pastor was doing this to me, Billy Wight, who would turn off the mic after his sermon and look at me and say, "We're not all into subliminal healing and health around here," and just badgering me, gang stalking me. Thanks, Billy Wight, you're a real man of God, and implying that I'm a traitor to my country because my wife's communist, or my wife is Russian. That makes me a communist. And when you're being gang stalked and your life's being destroyed and they're trying to push you to suicide, and you realize that, and they're giving you the impression it's because you're a communist, you're going to defend yourself. No, I'm not a communist. I'm a patriot. I served in the military. That was my point there. I'm not really gung-ho. Most people don't even discern that I've been in the military unless they tell me about their military service. I'll share with them. That's usually how it goes. I don't put that forward. Anyway, go to 1 hour, 13 minutes, 25 seconds into it. She's obviously spliced and dubbed it. Somebody has obviously spliced and dubbed it. It seems that attorney Richard Marx, with an X, who wanted to beat me up in there and was getting really close and showing me that he was about ready to hit me and acting really tough. Bizarre. You can't believe this. And this judge is swooning over him because he spells his name Marx with an X. That's some kind of a celebrity name in this world. They determined that referencing Jesus Christ and feeding the hungry is a violent threat. Did you hear that? Even in their cleaned up version? They determined that Jesus Christ and feeding the hungry was a violent threat. That's how this Marxist network works. And I find it interesting that they wear red and black robes. Think of what other rituals and ceremonies go on where they wear red and black robes. The only other, outside of the courtroom, the only other place I know of people wearing red and black robes is in satanic rituals. I'm not accusing... Well, actually, I'm suspicious that there's been a Luciferian communist takeover of our judicial system. That's why they're destroying families. They're destroying more marriages than work. Because that woman is incentivized. She's incentivized. She's going to get more money. And she's going to get total power and control if she destroys a marriage. And they're incentivized to do that. It happens every day, and we all know that. And that's a Marxist tactic for destroying a nation, destroying the family. And they're doing that. And they funnel children to CPS, and everybody knows what CPS is. CPS is the Child Prostitution Services. And this is what's going on. And this is what they did to me. And you're welcome to analyze it, have a forensic analyst analyze it and determine whether I'm lying. You can come out here and call me a liar, okay? Or you can turn your attention to the fact that the Judicial Ethics Commission wouldn't do anything about it. The Florida Bar wouldn't do anything about it. Chief Judge Marx wouldn't do anything about it. They're all networking together to take out the Christian. And you think it's not going on? You think it's not going on? It's going on. They're gang stalking Christians out of society so they can have their Luciferian New World Order. That's what's going on. Best of my ability, best of my opinion, that's what's going on. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that. God bless you, and see you on Facebook. Bye.